Hi, it's me again. Tuesday the 22nd of August. My goodness, this month is whipping past. Oh dear. Well, as you can see, I've stitched up the purple or lilac or whatever colours you want to call it. A medley of shades of lilacs and pinks. I finally stitched this one up and also stitched my own up. There we go. I'm not wearing it today because I'm wearing blues, well, blues and greys. Now, I didn't really come on today to tell you what I've been doing because I haven't actually been doing a lot, to be quite truthful. I'm hoping that Sue will come later this week, and but what really sort of inspired me to say something was, you know how you come across these videos on Etsy, about Etsy or selling craft fairs in general, and they're always saying if you're not selling things, you're obviously making the wrong item. People are just too polite to tell you that your work's substandard and everything, and it just sort of incensed me really, you know. And I'm thinking, what do they do, or what do they sell? Or are they just selling us the idea that we're sort of total rubbish because we're not making millions on Etsy? And I just find it kind of very patronising, or whatever you want to call it. I mean, we never know when we're making things for craft fairs and when we're making things for shops and that. We never know if we're going to get it right. It is trial and error, and if we don't sell a thing, then we don't make it again. It's kind of that kind of, you know, try and see. But you know, the way that they're saying this, you should pick out what is the seller and just make those and then just these. And I'm thinking, they may have been a seller at your last craft fair, but if you make a ton of them and then you go to the next craft fair, it could be different type of people and they could be not interested in what you've made dozens of, you know. It's very much, as I said, trial and error, what you do and what you make. And what works for one person doesn't work for someone else. It depends on your market, it depends on if you go to craft fairs, which I would love to do, but I don't have transport, so I don't do them anymore. It's a different clientele if you go to craft fairs and things. You know, you probably would sell amigurumis, which I don't like making. I love them, don't get me wrong, I love them, and I take my hat off to anybody who makes them because they are gorgeous, but they're not my thing. Not my thing to make, I should say, not my thing to look at, to admire. They're just not my thing to make. And she was, you know, this woman I was watching on Etsy, she was really riling me up. No, she wasn't on Etsy, I beg your pardon, she was talking about Etsy, but she was on YouTube. And she was really nasty in a sort of a veiled way, you know, saying perhaps your friends won't tell you if your work's rubbish and stuff like that. And I'm thinking, what? That is so horrible to say things like that to people. I mean, I like to crochet things that I enjoy. They maybe are not the things that would sell. They maybe are, my taste isn't everybody's taste, which I hold my hand up and I admit. But I crochet for pleasure, and if I was to crochet things I really hated to do, for example, we're back to amigurumis. Some people love to do them, but would hate to do a sweater. It's like telling someone, you know, you've got to crochet or you've got to knit or you've got to sew something that you don't particularly want to make, but because it's going to sell. I must be a rubbish businesswoman because I couldn't do that. I really could not do that. I mean, I'm sure you're the same with whatever you're making. You have to have the desire to make it. You have to be interested in what you're making. If it's your thing and you like making baby blankets, then you love to make baby blankets. You've all got one particular thing that you like to make. I mean, my taste is a little bit more weird and wacky than what I actually make for Etsy, you know. These are just a little whim of mine, but I've only made 2, you know. So if they don't sell, then they don't sell. It's just something that I wanted to make, and I had a desire to make them, and I like them even if nobody else does. I mean, I won't make dozens of them, don't get me wrong, I'm not that silly. I'm not like, just because I like them, they're going to go on my Etsy, you know. I'm not that daft. I do bear in mind, you know, people's sort of what I think people will like, whereas that's why I make some things in larger sizes, because not everybody is tiny, you know. You've got to sort of balance it out, but then not everybody is large, so I have to make some things that are smaller just to accommodate everyone. But I'm not a person who would like to repeat things and do like a dozen of this or a dozen of that. Then I would lose my crojo, I would lose my incentive, I would lose my... As I say, I crochet because I love it. I do hope to sell some things, but that's just a byproduct, if you know what I'm saying. I just like to crochet, and I like to crochet patterns that I love. I like to buy magazines and books and look at them and think, oh, that is so fantastic. But I wouldn't make them because I know that they wouldn't be a seller, you know, just because I like them. Sometimes I am tempted to make them, but after the pile of woolies that I fell over the other day, I realised that I have got far too many woolies in my wardrobe. So really, strictly speaking, I shouldn't actually be making myself anything for quite a while. But that doesn't mean I can stop crocheting. That still means I want to crochet, I want to do things. I mean, I love to make baby things, I love to make little children's things, but I've found over the years that they're just not sellers for me. So there's no point in my continuing to make little things like that when they don't sell. Finding things that do sell is quite difficult. I mean, it's coming up to the season now where I will be starting making some smaller things, you know, like wrist warmers, hats and that. But then again, I'm putting myself out there into competition with so many people who just do hats solely on their Etsy, who just do whatever. I mean, it's going to be a short video because it's just my little rant, really, you know. I mean, maybe some of you do get orders and it's something that you don't enjoy making. I mean, would you continue to make something that you didn't enjoy making just because you had the possibility of selling it, you know, making a few dollars for yourself? I don't see it that way. If I'm not enjoying what I'm making, then I don't want to do it, you know. So that's my little rant over. It's a very short video today. I'm hoping that Sue comes later in the week and then we'll have a longer video with more to say and not me just rattling on with myself. It was just, I watched it yesterday. Did I watch it? Yeah, and it just hit a nerve, you know. I'm like, how dare she? How dare she? What does she make? I couldn't find anything that she makes. All I could find was all these videos that she's put out, basically telling us what to do, how to do it, and minding our business for us. And I'm thinking, well, if you're so good at doing all these things, why don't you have a shop? Why are you not selling things? You're so busy telling us all what we're doing wrong. You know, that our stuff's rubbish and we should look at the trends and we should look at the colours and all that. Yeah, hello, we do know that, but I'm sorry, I'm not a machine. I'm not a sausage making machine. I don't churn things out just because I might sell them for a few dollars. It's not my way, not my way. So anyway, rant over, I'm not going to watch her anymore. I've watched about 3 or 4 of her videos and they're all on the same thing. And they make me feel so negative. If she thinks she's like stirring me up to be more positive thinking, then she's completely wrong. It's like someone constantly criticising you, isn't it? We have enough in this world of people criticising. If people don't like what I make, then just move along, you know, just leave me to it, you know. I would never say that about anything anybody was doing on Facebook, on Ravelry, on Etsy. I would never put a comment saying, I don't like it, or I don't like the colours you've used, or it's rubbish, or whatever. I never ever do that, because it's a personal choice. Whoever's made that's put a lot of thought and time into making it. They obviously think it's lovely and it's wonderful. So be it, you know. Who am I to say I don't like it, you know. If I don't like it, I just don't say anything and move along. You know, we wouldn't do to all like the same things, otherwise we'd all be making the same things. We'd all be like little clones of each other, walking around wearing the same sweater or wearing the same waistcoat or whatever. I know that there's a trend going on, and you do tend to do these like corner to corner blankets and stuff like that, but they're not fashion, they're not what you're wearing, are they? They're what you put on your baby, you put on your bed, you whatever, you put on the throw for the back of the sofa. It's in your home, you know, basically. So whatever floats your boat, you do it, you know. So that's my opinion about these people who want to tell me I'm doing everything wrong. I know I don't do things right. I know I do things wrong. But I don't want somebody who's not doing it, not trying to make a living by making things, telling me that what we're doing is wrong. That's my opinion anyway. Let me know what yours is. If somebody tells you that something you enjoy crocheting is rubbish, or it won't sell, or whatever, how do you feel? That's my question to you. How do you feel when somebody criticises your work? And not in a nice way, you know. So anyway, bye for now. I hope that Sue will come and rescue me later this week, and we'll do another joint video, yeah. So bye all. I hope you didn't look at the sun. I hope you didn't get blinded. We didn't see it in the UK, so I can't say much. Thanks to Grace for sending me a photograph, because otherwise I would never have seen it. Bye all.